Back here on Texas Football Today. Pickle, let's go to the hotline. Let's go to Navarro County to talk with the new head coach of the Kerens Bobcats. Just moving a little bit down Highway 31 from Malakoff. Please be joined by Coach Brent Watkins. Coach, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. How you doing, Greg?
Doing excellent. Appreciate your time. How are things in Kerens?
They're going good. I like it. Like you said, it's just a few miles down the road.
Yep. If folks are unaware, you're coming from your spot as defensive coordinator for the 3A Division I state champion Malakoff Tigers. And anybody, if you pull off a map, Trinidad's in the way, but that's about it between Malakoff and Kerens.
Yeah, just a bridge.
Yeah, just a bridge. I have to imagine that the locality of that had to have something to do with your interest in the job.
It did. Now, and our communities, they resemble each other a lot, and we know a lot of the people that work over there, as long as and the kids interact with each other. We keep up with each other, and believe it or not, when we first got here, we were in the same district.
Oh wow!
So, here's a funny for you is our first year here, Jamie and I came in, and of course the whole staff, but the last game of the season, week 10, we played Kerens. And if we beat them, we were the district champions, and if we lost, we were out.
Oh, wow.
Huge turning point in the program in Malakoff. Huge.
Wow. Yeah, and now
just to show you how we've grown,
Yeah, and now you're going to be on the other side of it. They're taking over the Bobcats. I am curious about your message to your players. I saw on the Kerens ISD social media about how you were gathering up the students and chatting with them. I'm curious what your message to your players were whenever you addressed them for the first time as head coach.
Well, I wanted them to know that what was already in place, the administration, the community, and the talent level is already there and it's already available. I just wanted them to know that we just need to all get together, everybody be on the same page, and that the mental and the physical challenge that was going to be necessary to win. And I was trying to drive that home to them because, there's a saying that says where there is faith in the future, there's work in the present. So however hard we're going to work is a direct replica of the faith we have that we're going to win. And so I'm kind of asking them to step out in faith and do what I've seen done in a program just 13 minutes down the road that I guarantee you is successful. And if they're willing to make that step, then that's where we're going to be in just a few years.
And I'm curious to know, you've been there at Malakoff for quite a while.
15
years.
Yes, sir.
You were defensive coordinator for the state champions last year in what was just a remarkable defensive performance for your Tigers in that title game against Franklin. And certainly coaches are, I heard a coach tell me last week that coaching's just stealing. You're just going and picking stuff from other coaches you admire. I'm curious to know what you feel like you're going to bring with you from what you took from your years at Malakoff.
Well, I'm an old school guy. I'm sure you know, and I'm all about being physical, and most of that I'll get ripped for this, but most of that stealing stuff goes offensively. You know what I mean? But defensively nowadays, the kids are just it's all about toughness, Greg, and I see it. I've seen it happen, and I've seen the kids buy into the toughness that we had going on in the Malakoff plan. And you've been around football for a long time, and you see what's on the grass, and the reason we won those last two games because we were just tougher kids, and the kids fought, and they get that through the off-season program and what Jamie brought and what we instituted at Malakoff. And as soon as we get that mentality and that physical toughness, then it's going to work. It's going to work, I promise.
Talking with Brent Watkins, the new head coach of the Kerens Bobcats here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation at #TF Today. Coach, obviously the opportunity to be a head coach is and down the road from your current job has got to be appealing. But I have to imagine that there was, it wasn't an easy decision to leave. Why was it? What was it about the opportunity at Kerens that appealed to you the most?
You're right. It's a tough move because you just. Like I said before, Jamie and I are just so close, and all the staff and everybody are there close, and the kids. It's a tough move, but you're in the business for the kids, and the thing that really gets the heartstrings is whenever you see a kid perform at a level that they didn't know that they could perform at, And just moving right down the road, like I said earlier, I've always known this town. I know the superintendent there well. I know another one of our great coaching friends, Gerald Hurd, is working there, and he's told me that these kids are a mirror image of what was at Malakoff, and just the opportunity to see that light and to also know that the Malakoff kids are still in great hands. To share that life, share that experience, and see it at a different level, maybe in a different venue. There's just nothing like that whenever you come to coaching. That's what I love about the job.
Brent Watkins of Kerens joining us. And Coach, what's interesting to me is that you're taking over a program that I don't know if anybody would call it broke. I mean, playoffs the past couple of years, a 6-5 record this past year, making it to the playoffs again. So I'm curious, when you take a look at this squad that you're inheriting, this 2024 team specifically, what about them has you most excited?
We do have some athleticism. Just for instance, we started the off season. I've been there 3 weeks now, and we got 42 kids already out for track, which that's a big number in a smaller school like that. The first 2 track meets we went to, we won them, so we have some speed. And then I know they were 3-8 and 6-5 the last 2 years, and they did go to the playoffs. So that means that they've at least tasted it. But, losing in that first round means that you got to want it a little bit more. And I've experienced that at both levels. So I'm just excited about what we have there. It's unreal how hard the kids are working. They have really bought in. You always got a couple that try to buck the system a little bit, but you can't sit around and think about them. You got to think about the 98% that say, let's go, coach, let's do what it takes to win. And that's where I'm at, and that's why I get up every morning, and that's why I'm excited to go to work.
Finally, Coach, I do want to ask you, your time at Malakoff, especially, this past year was such a special run to a state championship, and then back in 2016 as well. This has been a great run. This past year, 2023, now that some time has passed, I'm curious to know, from your perspective, what was it about that 2023 Malakoff Tigers team that made them special?
That's funny, that you asked that, because just like last week, I texted Jamie. I said, "Man, can you still believe we did it?" Because that's like the first thing, on the sidelines. It's so emotional because you fight so hard for 16 weeks to just get the opportunity, and then when you realize it, right there at the end, when Mikey was getting to take a knee because we held him on the 4th down situation inside the 15, and Mikey got us a first down. It was like, the first thing I can remember is saying, we did it, man, we did it. And, a couple of the young coaches came running over and were telling me, Coach, when you said we did it, it's the only time it clicked to us, that we did that. And it's just you can just feel it, Greg. There's something about those young men that every day that we went to practice, it wasn't an everyday thing. It was a every rep thing. It wasn't a sometimes thing. It was every minute. And whenever you can feel that in a group of kids, and your best athletes are your hardest workers, and you just pursue those goals all together, you can feel it all year long. And one last thing I'd like to share with you is today I received a text from a young man that played on our team in 2018 in the championship game against Grandview that we lost, came back and coached on our team this year that won the state championship. When you put it all together, that's what it's all boiled down to. His name's Everardo Garcia, and he's coaching for the Malakoff Tigers right now. And that shows that program has done what it set out to do. And it also shows why all of us coach.
Absolutely. He's Brent Watkins. He's the new head coach of the Kerens Bobcats. Coach, we sure appreciate your time. Congratulations again on the new gig, and looking forward to seeing what you guys do.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. There he goes, Brent Watkins, head coach of the Kerens Bobcats. Join us here on Texas Football Today.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.